everybody? It's your boy, MC Capital K, and I'm currently still out here in London. Apparently, I have been stagnant with my videos. Why? Because I've been playing with a footage that I took, and it was a very windy day, and it was so horrible. I caught myself trying to play with the audio and masking the background, and it got to a point where I didn't want to release it. You know, I feel like whatever you put out into the world, you can't take it back, so I'm trying to make it perfect. So instead of trying to fix it forever and not being heard by anybody, because they're like, oh, you stopped with the videos, I decided to do an alternative, and that is basically sum up what that video was while showing footage of that video. This is what happened. I went on a Sherlock Holmes tour, and it was like 12 pounds. We did a walking tour, so we had a walk, and I don't know what they call it, guide. The tour guide was showing us this and showing us that was related to Sherlock Holmes. And it was cool until we got to the end of the tour and they left me hanging. Like, all right, you're on the other side of London and this is the end of the tour. I'm like, yo, I'm in the middle of London, bro. It took me 40 minutes just to meet you where we started at. You left me out here on like another part of the atmosphere. So what I decided to do was go back and redo the tour. And I thought, since I'm gonna go back to where I started at, because I knew how to get home from where I met them at, I might as well do a video. So my video started where on Sherlock BBC, there was a scene in The Great Game where Sherlock Holmes was looking for a man that killed people with his bare hands. He like broke their necks or the spinal cord or something like that. He was called the Golem. So I went to the spot where Sherlock Holmes had 50 pounds and a note, gave it to a homeless person to basically find information on where to locate the Golem. I thought that was so dope. That was a significant thing because in the 1940s, you have Basil Rathbone. He had he played Sherlock Holmes in the 40s, and he also was looking for the Golem. So it was so cool to see the spot where they shot that film for the BBC Sherlock. After that, we went to a theater called, I'm gonna butcher it. It's like the Lyceum Theater. This is where they first shot Sherlock Holmes ever. Not shot. This is where they first did a play of Sherlock Holmes. And the guy who played Sherlock Holmes historically played Sherlock Holmes more than anybody who has played Sherlock Holmes ever. Brett played him a number of times, but this dude, who I'm sad to say I don't remember his name, he played him the most. Not only that, he also starred in the first film for Sherlock Holmes ever. And this film has been lost, but recently it was restored, and it was found and it's going through restoration. The next place that we saw was the Strand. The Strand was a publishing company that first started publishing Sherlock Holmes stories from for Conan Arthur Doyle. They paid him about, I want to say, £500 back then, and today that is equivalent to £500,000? But basically, he was getting paid a lot. And he was an unknown author getting paid for stories he wrote. This doesn't inspire writers to do what they do best, and that's write stories. Why, this should inspire you to do what you have to do to get yourself out there, because this is a man who was unknown for writing books, getting paid for writing books. Like, he got paid and he was well off. Not only that, Conan Arthur Doyle, he killed off Sherlock Holmes. The demand for his return was so high that he came back and did the Return of Sherlock Holmes. Not only did the Strand publish these new stories, but they published them in shorter increments, as in part 1, part 2, part 3 of a story. And for each of those, they were paying him £1,000 for an increment of the story. £100,000 equivalent to today's time. This is how much he was getting paid. So I thought that was just dope. After that, we saw Benjamin Franklin's house. When he came to London, he lived in London and he had a house. This house is, nobody actually lives there. It's an organization owns it, and they do tours and stuff of the house and whatever. But it was on the way, so the guy showed us, and he was talking about Benjamin Franklin would take a bath and he would air dry near the windows, so his neighbors will always see him naked by the windows air drying. Okay, dude, you creepy. Why are you telling us? Why are you telling us these things? But okay, it's history, I guess. Moving on. We come to a Sherlock Holmes diner. It's a pub, and it's owned by the family of Sir Conan Arthur Doyle. On the second floor, they have a room that looks like the den of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. John Watson. So inside the pub, they got a room that's like a replica of Sherlock Holmes' flat, which I think is amazing. I'm being quiet because people are eating around me. But look at this. There's a bust of Basil Rathbone. I'm thinking this is related to the empty house story. This is incredible. Like, down to the rug and everything. That's Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce. I have like most of the collection.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to. Last pan in the room. Before I leave, I just finished eating. This is amazing. Correction, I said an empty house. I meant an empty hearse. I'm trying to talk from the book point of view, not the TV show. I have a footage of it, and I even asked staff if I can step in there. They're like, nope, nobody's allowed to step in there. I'm like, come on, y'all tripping. But of course, as a Sherlock Holmes fan, I would act like that. So I ate there. Took my time and looked around. They had a lot of photos, posters, some of Sir Conan Arthur Doyle's actual possession of Sherlock Holmes related, things, items, souvenirs. They were all over the shop, and it was so dope to be in that environment. They even had a beer called Sherlock. Sherlock Holmes beer, and it was good. I tried. I was like, yeah, let me get the Sherlock. I'm a regular.